Hi, welcome back to the Trailblazer podcast. I'm Harper Poore, and I'm here with
Daniela Corral.
and today we're going to be talking about the Oscars.
Yes, we are.
So, let's start with the most controversial one, in my opinion, actor in a leading role. So, Adrian Brody won that one for his role in The Brutalist. I don't think he should have. I think the fact that they used AI to enhance his acting should have.
They did?
Yeah, they used AI.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they used AI. They used AI to enhance his accent, which I feel like should have gotten him disqualified.
Yeah, he should have done that all naturally. What type of accent did he have?
I think it was German.
No, he was Hungarian.
Then why did you ask?
Because I wanted to answer a question.
But I know that wasn't his option to use AI, but I feel like even if they did, like,
I feel like if his acting would have been up to par,
they wouldn't have had.
yes,
AI.
they wouldn't have had to use AI.
Exactly.
Juliana said she watched it and there was an intermission, so it must have been like really
It
long.
was a 3-hour movie. Anyways,
It was really long.
I think, like, compared to, like, Timothy Chalamet, Complete Unknown, he had to embody some, like, there was already a standard set for him, and he had to raise that standard. And I think that was a really hard job, and he did really well. And, I mean, he deserves that more than a guy who needed AI to enhance his accent, which is a big part of acting, is being able to put on those accents.
Also, the other guy, he was like, he had only won like one other Oscar, and he was like, I've already done this. Stop the music. Stop the music.
Did you also see him throw his gum at his girlfriend? He was, like, chewing gum when he got called, and he, like, stopped to throw it at his girlfriend. So I'm not sure why he didn't just swallow it.
Yeah, like Loki, I swallow every piece of gum I chew. Yes.
And then next, we have actress in a leading role. Mikey Madison won that
Yes.
for her role in Nora.
She did a very
She
good
did
job.
a very, very good job. I think that
Harper and I watched that movie together.
she was up against Cynthia Erivo, Demi Moore. They both put on really good shows. But I think she did do a good job in the way she talked about how she built her character. I think that she just put a lot of heart and soul into it. So I think that that was a well-deserved award.
Yes, I agree.
I feel like she really embodied the character and the lifestyle of her specific character. And she just really convinced the audience.
It just felt like it was more of a documentary.
I know.
Like, she just did a really good job.
Okay, actor in a supporting role, Kieran Culkin won that.
Yes.
A Real Pain.
He so deserved that.
I did. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was really, really good.
What was his character?
He was like a cousin, and they went to like, their grandmother was like Jewish, and she was in the Holocaust, and they went to like Poland, I think, and like all these places like touring Holocaust, touring the like certain places like where the Holocaust took place and everything, and it was just so beautiful, and I think he did a really, really good job.
Was it emotional?
It was emotional. It was. Yeah. And it was so beautiful.
What stood out to you in his acting that made him?
With the character that Kieran Culkin played, he was just really outgoing, and he was really his own person. He just kind of did whatever he wanted and like really spoke his mind. And then his other cousin was kind of like more reserved, but he was like, he was portrayed as really put together. But he also had like more like social anxiety. And I feel like a lot of people could relate to both of the characters, so I think it was a really good movie.
Do you think it was a difficult role for him to play, though?
Well, I don't really know what other roles he's played, but obviously not, because he did a super fantastic job.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have actress in supporting role.
I think Zoe Saldana did a very...
She's a fantastic actor.
Yeah, actress.
She's a fantastic actress. I feel like she just brings a lot of emotion to her roles. Did you watch?
Yeah, but I haven't seen any other previous movies that she was in, so I don't have a lot to compare her to.
She was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Gamora!
I don't think that's her name.
Yes, it is. It's Gamora.
Okay.
She was Gamora, the green one, guys. Yeah, I think she did a really, really good job. Like, I feel like both characters, like, have a lot of emotion, but yet they're so different, and, like, personality-wise, and, like, what they had to portray in each role. So I think she did a very good job.
Yeah, she has, like, a really a very big range of acting.
Yeah, I most definitely agree. I think Ariana Grande did well. They all did very good because Loki. I feel like they're really talented.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Complete Unknown, but I'm going to. I watched Wicked. Ariana Grande did very good.
Ariana Grande did very good.
But I think she was just like really trying to mimic what the previous Galinda did. Like she didn't. I feel like Cynthia Erivo added her own zang to it. Like you know. But I feel like Ariana Grande was just really trying to portray like the previous Galinda,
I also
which is good.
There's some of the shine around that role is the fact that she is Ariana Grande. Like her acting was good, but I think a lot of people are bringing it up even more because she is Ariana Grande.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she's usually not an actor, and this is pretty popular.
Well, she was in Victorious, so.
Yeah, that's true.
I watched Wallace and Gromit while I was in surgery or out of surgery the week after. And it was just really beautiful. I think, I just grew up watching those films with the little stop motion and it was so cute and it kept me so entertained. So I think that one was really good.
How do you think it compared to Inside Out 2?
Inside Out 2. Okay, Inside Out 2. Now that's like a whole nother category because that one's not stop motion. That one's just animation, which is still, but it was still really good though.
I know.
Because I feel like a lot of people could relate more to Inside Out too, since it's like about anxiety, and a lot of people have anxiety nowadays, and rates just keep going up about anxiety apparently.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
Okay, costume design. Wicked won, right?
Wicked. Yeah, so Wicked won the award for costume design.
Gladiator too.
Gladiator 2 costume design was so good.
Loki, like, I kind of thought Wicked was gonna win, though.
Yeah, I feel like Wicked did a really good job, too, because a lot of the contrast in the movie, a lot of the conflict in the movie is the contrast of the two characters, and they did a really good job of showing that by contrasting their clothes and everything about them, but especially their clothes. And the costumes were very elaborate and they were very to character. And I feel like it added so much to the scenes, you know?
Wait, which one? Oh, Wicked, right?
Wicked, yeah. So I think the costumes were just very, very well done and elaborate.
I would agree. I think everyone did a really good job. But I did put Gladiator because I thought their costumes, like, must have taken a lot of detail. But I guess they have, like, a lot of detail. But I think Gladiator's just, like...
It was so gaudy and beautiful.
Yeah, it was just, like, so, so beautiful. So I really thought that one was gonna win.
Okay, and then let's go to makeup and hairstyling. Okay, for that one, we have The Substance.
Yes, I put that one. I thought that one was gonna win it because, like, obviously they, like, cut her... Sorry, spoiler. When she is the crazy-looking grandma and the monster...
She goes through a lot of, like, personas. And she goes through a lot of personas. And they did a really good job of showing those, and it added so much to the plot, especially the makeup, special effects, the hairstyles, you know, because it kind of has a big range of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they just showed it very well.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think, well, that's what the one I put down on my list that I thought was going to win. And I just really think that they did a lot with, like, they just did a really good job. But, like, also, like, Nosferatu, I thought that one was gonna win because, like, Nosferatu was looking at, like, crazy good.
Yeah.
And Emilia Perez, I think that one was good too.
I feel like the thing about Nosferatu is most of the looks were pretty basic. The only crazy one was Nosferatu himself. And I feel like that was done in a way where you could kind of tell, you know, I feel like to me it didn't look really realistic unless it was one of the black and white scenes. But if they had light on his face, it was pretty easy to tell. And I think The Substance had a difficult task. I guess it was.
Well, I feel like in The Substance, I was just so engaged in the movie that, like, I didn't even realize it was fake, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like Nosferatu, I was, like, a lot more, like...
bored.
Yeah, just, like, not that it was a bad movie at all, like, just...
It was just slow.
Yeah, it was a little slow. And,
I feel like...
So I was, like, just trying to, like, focus on whatever, you know?
To be fair, they did have to do... As Lily Rose Depp's character, like, her mental health was, like, she was going crazy, and they did have to do some stuff to make her look like she was going crazy, you know, like when she was losing sleep, always waking up, and that was pretty impressive. And Nosferatu's was pretty good too. That's a very elaborate costume that was mainly done by makeup. But I feel like the substance just had so much like challenges, and it represented different things, and they did such a good job of that, and it makes it even more impressive that they won.
Yes, I agree. Um, okay, moving on to music score. I
Is The Brutalist a musical?
no.
No. Is it just like the soundtrack they play?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, music.
No, like original music they make, I think, for the movie.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't watch that one.
Yeah, me either.
I don't know.
I really want to watch it now.
Wicked had a really good.
Well, yeah, but I feel like theirs wasn't that original since they had something to base it off of.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
true.
So, I don't know. I don't know. Amelia Perez, I feel like that one was original because this was like a whole new musical. A lot of the songs were really interesting though, like not what I would expect, which I feel like made it more interesting, but also it was like different, which is cool. And then Conclave, like honestly, like they just had like yeah, I don't remember the music that much because I think it was just like soft and like I don't know, not like something you would really like notice. Like I feel like in some movies you're like, wow, that's like really good. Sometimes in movies like it just stands out more, but I feel like in this one it was just kind of like background. So yeah,
Okay, Best Picture and Nora. It had beautiful shots because they were in very bright places, and it was just so colorful and so elaborate and so pretty.
well, I just think like the whole like Anora movie, it was so original, and I feel like we like talk about how there's like never like I don't know. I feel like there's like less original movies like with Disney. It all feels so so I feel like this one was like really stood out.
I just think they did such a fantastic job with the movie and the script. And
I think like the characters too, they had like I feel like they all had so much depth to them, like all of them, and like yeah, I just like didn't expect that movie to go where it went.
yeah, I think
It
they
did, and they executed it.
production design. Wicked.
Yeah, I'd put Wicked for this.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the other movies, they are basing it off of realistic areas or areas that are already real. And Wicked just had to create something out of a magical fantasy and bring it to life.
Yeah, like when I was watching it, I was like, that I want to go to there.
I know,
Like it was so pretty.
eyes and stuff. And you can't really use, yeah. And you can't really use anything from reference.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like the musical and stuff, but even then, it's still like really different.
Yeah, you have to like build it all from scratch, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of places could go somewhere and just add a couple things and film it at already their location, but they
Yeah, or like have previous inspiration for
Yeah.
a set.
And I think Wicked did so good because even with the musical, I mean, you can only have so many moving parts in a musical, so they only have a couple of sets to take inspiration from, but they really brought it to life.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like I watched this movie like 3 times, and I feel like every time I watched it, like I would never get bored of it because there was like so much to see.
Yes, there's so much to look at, so many colors. It was just a really well-made set.
Really well encapsulated movie.
And then for sound, Dune Part 2 won. Dune Part 2, I think the sound was such an important part of it. It helped keep the plot going. It's just, they did a really impressive job of sound. And I really think that they deserve this award because the sound was so good. I mean, you had to get anything from the footsteps in the sand because it was a very quiet movie. There was some waiting around and stuff. And you always knew what was happening. I feel like I could close my eyes and I could understand the entire movie. You know, the picture was beautiful, the set was beautiful, but the sound was really important.
Mm-hmm.
And they did a really good job with that, and it was just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't watch Dune Part 2, did you?
Mm-mm.
How do you think the sound for, I mean, Wicked, I feel like most of the sound is the music.
Mm-hmm.
But Dune Part 2, like, they really stood out by using, like, soundscaping and so many other, like, I already said footsteps, breathing, sand moving, ships, machines. They did such a good job of it.
Yeah.
And then next, Dune won another award for visual effects.
Yeah, I feel like even though I haven't seen it, like from what I've seen, like the cover and like everything, the costumes and just like the machine guns and ships, like it just
And the CGI they had to do.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it
Oh, it
was
just looks
crazy.
really real.
They live on such like a gaudy but also deprived planet,
Hmm.
and they had to do all of that. I mean, there was probably so much CGI involved in making that, and I think it looked really realistic and very beautiful, and they did a really good job.
Yes, I concur.
Then writing Conclave.
Oh, adapted screenplay. I think it was good. Like, obviously, like, they used a lot of Catholic terms that I didn't understand and, like, had to search up, but I
I'm
think,
sure that added a level of like realism to it.
yes, realism. That is a good word to use for that movie. Yes, but I think it was really good, and, like, I think it, like, like, the lines that all the characters had to say, like, really suited them, and I liked it when that one guy said maldacious. He was like, this is maldacious. Like, that was a good thing to put in there, to
Yeah.
sprinkle in there. And just overall, as a movie, um, yes, there were some parts that were difficult to understand because, I'm not that familiar with the Catholic religion, but even through that, like, I feel like it really encapsulated, like, what the process of choosing a new pope is, and it just gave me, like, a newfound understanding for, yeah, just, like, the process of choosing a pope.
And I feel like this theme could be taken very seriously, and they could have done some very plain writing almost. Do you think they went into detail and really gave you background and
Yeah.
brought the story to life with their writing?
Yeah, I think just like the plot of it all and like kind of it just kind of went to show how like everyone has their secrets. Like everyone is going through something and the movie just goes to show how everyone is going through something and there's so much more I think through the lines that everyone says and through like the whole plot you just find out so much more like there's so much more depth through it due to just the lines and the way they phrase things even it is quite impressive and is exquisite. It adds more depth through to the movie. It's not just about this Catholic religion. It's a lot more about like personally like the characters in the movie and just the things that they all have to say. It really captures so much more than just, the process of choosing a pope. It captures the depth and the yeah, I just have this newfound understanding for the Catholic religion, and it went into so much depth more. And then last but not least, we have writing, original screenplay, and Honora was the winner of that.
Written by Sean Baker. I feel like this would be a very hard thing to write for.
I think that this was very original, like we mentioned, as we mentioned previously. Um, yes, I feel like I always or the writers are sometimes like overlooked because we give a lot of attention to like the actors, which is good, and like the directors, which is good, but I think it's like really impressive what the writers do because they just come up with like this like plot and
Yeah.
story that's like really entertaining. Like, especially Nora, like really entertaining, but like also sad, funny. Like, they just have a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And it's just, they tie it together in a way that like allows us to understand like what Harper was saying, like a lot of the characters, while also really just portraying this storyline very, very well. And I think I want ooh, A Real Pain was also really good. I wouldn't have been upset if that one won because that one was also very original. It's like one of those movies that doesn't really follow the like go-to storyline like climax, like, rising action, climax, falling action. Like it just kind of encapsulates the relationship between these two cousins. Um, but even then, you're still able to get like you're still able to understand a lot of the characters, and I think the writers did a very good job with that one because, like I was saying previously, it doesn't follow the original storyline. It's more like it's more of like a straight line, like rising action, falling action, but it's still super entertaining. And I think like everything that the character said was like placed perfectly where it needed to be, and it was just a very great movie overall. The substance,
The Substance.
the substance, that one, yeah, it was very very good. I really liked it, and that one was like also if that one won, I wouldn't have been upset either because that one was so original. Like this one was a ride. It was crazy. Like I did not know where this movie was gonna go. It's just it was very good. It was very good, and kudos to everyone because everyone is so talented. Good job.